Hi guys, welcome back to the third and final episode of the Mars series. So now we know what kind of missions have gone to Mars, what we have learned about Mars, some facts about Mars, the temperature, the atmosphere, and we now know that we want to settle on Mars in the long term. But how are we going to get there? And that's what this episode is going to be about. So let's get into it. Agencies across the world are working towards a shared goal to go to the moon and to Mars. And they've outlined this in the Global Exploration Roadmap, a 50-page document that I had a read of, which tells us how we're going to get to Mars. So let me tell you what I found out. Let's get into it. NASA is driving probably the most exciting and ambitious mission towards a shared goal, and this is the project Artemis. So, what is Artemis? Artemis is a pioneering series of space missions spearheaded by NASA to revolutionize space travel as we know it. At its core, Artemis seeks to establish a secure pathway for exploration in the solar system. The ambitious undertaking involves the creation of a lunar base and a cutting-edge orbiting system called the Lunar Gateway. The Lunar Gateway will provide a convenient hub for spacecraft to dock with. What this means is that we will not have to launch from the Earth's atmosphere each time, therefore making missions to Mars and beyond more feasible and efficient. The Lunar Gateway also opens up exciting opportunities to use specialized spacecraft for specific purposes, whether it's transporting astronauts back and forth from Earth or embarking on thrilling deep space missions to the outer planets of our solar system. Artemis promises to usher in a new era of space exploration that is both safer and more sustainable. Ultimately, Artemis seeks to conserve valuable resources, deploy better tools for each mission, and pave the way for a safer, more reliable space travel. So there are 6 different components that will bring Artemis to life. So what are these? So first, we'll need a powerful rocket, then something to transport our crew, the Orion spacecraft. Then we'll need a lunar gateway, our orbiting system around the moon, a human landing system so we can get to the moon safely, and a base on the moon, as well as a ground recovery system. So let's go through each one. The Space Launch System, also known as the Moon Rocket, the world's mightiest rocket, purpose-built to transport the Orion spacecraft and vital supplies beyond the Earth's orbit, and do this with unprecedented power and precision. Orion is the exploration vehicle designed to carry crew and vital supplies to space. It has life-saving emergency abort capabilities, a sustained support for astronauts during space travel, and an ability to securely re-enter the Earth's atmosphere from deep space velocities. The Orion spacecraft will dock with the Lunar Gateway to transfer passengers. Now, the Lunar Gateway is there to facilitate astronaut transfer between the Orion spacecraft and the human landing system on the lunar surface. A spaceship stationed in lunar orbit can serve as a convenient and safer gateway. By using such a gateway system, the Orion spacecraft can be kept relatively simple and not burdened with additional complexities needed for surface landings. Moreover, resupplies to the gateway can be more efficiently delivered than to a fixed location on the lunar surface. The human landing system. Now, this landing system will taxi astronauts from the lunar surface, the lunar base, to the gateway in orbit. The South Pole region of the moon is very important. This is where we're going to have the first lunar base, which is where astronauts will reside and conduct research, and they'll be able to take advantage of nearby ice, water, and minerals. While the Artemis base camp is being developed, the human landing system will be a temporary habitat, providing the necessary life support system for astronauts. Exploration Ground System, EGS, based at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida, is responsible for enabling the launch and recovery of astronauts returning to Earth. EGS is currently focused on transforming the center from a historically government-only launch complex into a more versatile spaceport that can accommodate different types of spacecraft and rockets from both government and commercial sectors. Now, to achieve this, the EGS is upgrading several facilities, including Launch Pad 39B, the crawler transporters, the vehicle assembly building, the launch control centers, Young Crippen Firing Room 1, mobile launcher, and others. So now we know how we're going to set up base on the moon, but how are we going to get to Mars. The Artemis missions are poised to unlock unprecedented exploration of the lunar surface, driven by innovative technologies and partnerships between space agencies like NASA and commercial and international collaborators. So humanity could establish a long-term presence on the moon and pave the way to the ultimate goal, the red planet. But how will we get there? Well, you see, the moon is kind of like a stepping stone. Actually, it is a stepping stone to the big goal, the red planet. The moon is like a gateway, enabling us to conserve precious fuel and be able to advance our spacecraft and optimize them for deep space travel. Plus, with no need to break out the Earth's atmosphere, we'll be able to push the boundaries of space travel to new heights. Thank you guys so much for watching the third and final episode of the Mars series. If you haven't already, check out the first and second episode where I talk about all the missions that have gone to Mars and facts about the red planet, one day a place that we may call our home. So if you haven't already, please like, comment and subscribe, and hopefully one day I will see you in space.